My role at LT Partners is I'm the founder and CEO. I have a lot of responsibilities because of that. I do mostly like a big picture planning stuff, I would say, and quite a bit of business development as well would be the main two things. We've been in business since September of 2018, so it hasn't quite been 4 years yet. I think I would credit our growth to a lot of things that I learned in the partnership industry in general, which is just, always having really great relationships with everybody that you work with. And a lot of the people on my team and myself have done that. In the beginning, I was a major in marketing from the University of Washington Business School, and I dabbled in a lot of different things. I ended up at a hotel during the recession. So I went over to a hotel and I started building partnerships with a local airline. I started building partnerships with the local theater. And then I saw this job posting at Blue Nile for an affiliate marketer. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but it kind of sounds like what I've been doing. I started on the brand side. I ran the affiliate program at Blue Nile. Then I oversaw their international marketing. Then I went to Expedia and ran their affiliate program globally outside of Europe. And after about 3 years, I decided I wanted to start my own. Some of the skill sets on our team that I see being more important are, I would say, mostly around two areas. On the account management side, definitely having more of that PR skill set. I think if you think about what a PR agency does and what a PR person does, they're really tenacious, they're really hungry, they're really big into biz dev. So I see those types of skills being really valuable in this space moving forward. The other skill set I would say is like the deep analytics, because affiliate is really a convergence of being able to pursue those partnerships and be really ambitious about that, but then also combining it with the analytics and attribution side of the house. I think even since I started the company almost 4 years ago, interacting with digital press was a big piece of it. And so it honestly kind of came out of demand. One of our first clients was like, I know the way that we need to grow this particular brand, which was a very unique brand, is by getting into articles that are on page 1 of the SEO results for these terms. So from that moment, I knew that was a winning trend because it worked amazingly. So we just continued to do that across lots of different brands that we've worked with. So we work closely with understanding like what the right terms are, where the demand is, and targeting those because those are probably going to be where the traffic is going and the best performers. I definitely don't see it slowing down. I think if anything, it's going to pick more up. And I was just having a conversation earlier about how it's going to evolve from here, right? Like, I think we see it in the affiliate world and we've really adapted that skill set in the PR space. I think firms are starting to do that as well. When I started LT Partners in September of 2018, I wanted to go away from playbooks. I don't like playbooks in general. I really wanted to create a company that was more consultative, and to me, that means understanding our clients and brands' businesses at a deeper level, and understanding what success looks like to them because it's not the same for every brand, even within the same category. So we really design unique strategies in the ecosystem for each of our clients. I think in particular, the influencer space is a space that is very different within every organization. Like sometimes there's different teams that do it. There's different ideas around attribution and how to execute and gifting and flat fees and everything there's not necessarily a secret sauce. I do think in the PR space, there is a really good playbook for how to be successful in that space. And a lot of it involves, in my mind, leveraging some of Impact's advanced attribution logic and crediting logic. As far as strategy across different marketing channels, I think for all of them, it starts with understanding the business goals and objectives and understanding the brand at a really deep level, and understanding what the go-to-market strategy is from a branding perspective. And then I think each of the paid marketing channels can design the right plans to hit those goals. I do think partnerships is sort of this center of it all. And so when we have conversations with paid search teams or influencer teams or PR teams or even paid social, we get a lot of learnings from those channels. Like the creative that works best in paid social is probably something we should be providing to our affiliate partners when they're promoting the brand on the blog, for example. So I think affiliate is really a convergence of a lot of these different things, and breaking down the silos is really crucial to being successful in the channel. I think communication internally with different teams is different at every organization. I have noticed that a lot of more up-and-coming, rapidly growing D2C brands are already there. They already kind of get it. So the conversation honestly doesn't even really need to happen. I think with more established brands, publicly traded companies where they have their own P&Ls that they have to hit, when you talk about breaking down silos, it's kind of scary because you don't want to take away, or the paid search team doesn't want to take away their budget and put it toward content partnerships, for example, because they have these, goals that they have to hit. It's not always about what's best for the business in those types of situations. So I have found that the best way to overcome those obstacles is having the conversation with more senior people at the organization, even such as the CFO, because a lot of times the CFOs don't really understand the strategy behind how we're trying to shift things away from how it's always been done before. But once you get that buy-in, it kind of trickles down. We don't really like to categorize any one partner or type of partner as being valuable because we have seen such different data across all of our clients. Who works well for one brand might work really different for another brand. And sometimes we're astonished when we look at like new traffic driven by a loyalty site for a well-known retail brand. We're blown away at their ability to do that, whereas we haven't seen that necessarily with some of our other clients. So I just really always encourage people to use the data that you have for your particular brand and make the decisions based on that. And I think that what we think of as more incremental and more valuable is typically weighting heavier the new traffic that partner is driving to your site, like that top of funnel. They're introducing your brand to their audience. That's obviously more incremental than a partner that is sitting, in your shopping cart at the end of the consumer journey. It's just a matter of the degree to which you value one or the other and how much you want to invest based on that value. We use a lot of different tools to find partners. One of the tools we've kind of built in-house, it's actually somewhat similar to the gap analysis on Affluent, but we're able to kind of understand what the target audience is that we're going after, and then understand, what portion of revenue they drive for other brands that have a same target audience, what portion they've driven for the subject brand, and then we're able to kind of prioritize the recruitment based on that. Externally, we use a number of tools: Publisher Discovery, Trackonomics, Grovia for a while. We're always vetting different tools to do that. Even some manual, things like going to Google and doing searches, putting yourself in the shoes of your customer and understanding what they would be looking for in a non-branded way when you want them to discover your brand is a really easy way to find new partners. My one piece of advice for people managing programs is to always be curious. I think there's been a lot of talk lately around the vastness of partnerships and how they don't all have to fit a certain mold. There's definitely been times where I've presented opportunities to clients and they're like, yeah, but how's that an affiliate model? And I'm like, because of this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, like a lot of times people don't think about it that way. So I would encourage people to just be curious and try to think about like how any sort of like entity that you're working together with that's introducing their audience to your brand could be an affiliate partner. a big part of what I've just loved over the last few years is the transparency that's happened. And to me, I feel like I don't think we're all the way there yet. So I would say, I think over the next 1 to 3 years, my number one thing would be continuing to expand that transparency. I think I'm always very open about my ideas and perspectives, and I want to share them because I think the more that people share, kind of the better the industry gets, and a high tide floats all boats. So I think that would be my number one thing.